What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one. And this is my review of The Tiger King and I. And in this after show, Joel McHale talks with current mutant king Jeff Lowell and more to get their reactions to the series, their portrayals, and their new fame. And I like to say this truly is what we used to call at my job a bitch session. You know, when you're able to talk to the bigger bosses about your bosses and you don't really like them, this is a bitch session. That's what all this is. This is just them bitching. But first, before we go into the people who truly don't matter, because the people who do matter really aren't in here. The people you want to hear from, and that's Carol and Joe, they're not there. You get all the B people, the C people on top of that. You know what I mean? Not just the B people, you get the C people here in this interview. So really, it's not great, but it is what it is. But I will just first let me get into this one dude straight up. You know, the king of all these mutants right now, king of the people under the stairs, Jeff Lowell. You know, this guy is the worst person on the planet Earth right now. Now, he goes in here and he says, oh, they needed a villain, so I took that role and portrayed. Listen, you didn't portray the villain. You are the villain, you fool. You understand? You know, Darth Vader is the villain for a reason. You know why? Because he's the villain, right? All the people that you see in these movies, that you see like Jason, Freddy Krueger, all the bad people, they're bad people for why? Why are they the bad people? Because they're the bad people. That's who you are. But not only are you a bad person, Jeff, all right, you are a disgusting individual. Listen, you kicked the man when he was down and stole his zoo from him. And I'm telling you, bro, karma is a mug, because when you look at your history and we look at your life, and let me tell you something about yourself. You know, you used your little bit of money that you had. You know, you used your money that you had to bag up this incredibly beautiful woman that you do have, that is your wife. Took advantage of her most likely because you probably didn't have a lot going on for her. That's why you were able to prey on her like you did. Because let me tell you something, boss, when you have to use an endangered species, right? When you have to use an endangered species in order for you to attract other women and another girl to attract other women to want to be with you, what does that truly have to say about you? It says that no one wants to be with you. And the bottom line, now that she has a little bit of fame of her own and people can see her and her face is out there, it will not be long before she finds someone that is better for her, that can do her better than you. And she gets that dough and walks out. Because the bottom line is, Jeff, if anyone deserves to be in jail for this, it's you. You deserve to be locked up. And maybe she knows that. Maybe she's smart enough to say, yo, let me ride this out until this fool gets locked up too. Then I'll have the zoo for myself. I'll have someone closer to my own age that I'm feeling to myself. And this guy will just be locked away, and I'll send him some canteen money. Right, put some money in his commissary for him once in a while until he kicks the bucket. Because to say all this stuff about Joe, boy, you just give yourself away, because he says specifically in this thing, like, words that come out of his mouth, the word that comes out of his mouth is gotcha. Yeah, you got him, all right, and that's exactly what it was, gotcha. But you know what? You're gonna get got too. Because that chick you're with, she may be with you right now, but I guarantee you, her and that beautiful nanny of yours, it won't be with you forever, and you will get what's coming to you soon. Because they are on the public radar, baby. They may just leave you and do a reality show of their own. They don't need your ass, brother. You done overstepped your bounds. You put them in the public spotlight without regard for yourself, and now, quote the Don in this, you ain't gonna be with them for long. Because there are many men cut from cloth like me, many men who will be willing to take them right off your hands. Now that they know they don't need your old ass, they can make their own money, they can get their own publicists, they can have their own fame. They don't need you, son. You are going to be out the door quick. Now, the other people that they interview in here, truly the B-list of people, I would say the next most popular person in here that people may remember or want to hear from is the guy who married Joe. Now, we see him here, he got his teeth fixed, at least he did something, you know what I mean? At least, that's what you do. I tell people all the time, when you get yourself a little bit of money or you get some money in your pocket from whatever, you know what I mean? Don't go out there, like all these people, you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about those people that I like to refer to as the tax refund rich people. You know what I mean? The people that are rich when they get the tax refund. Instead of taking that money and using it for smartness, and they go out and they buy all these big screen TVs and everything else, and then what happens a little bit later, like maybe 6 months down the road, they ain't got no money, so I'm the guy who has to come up there and buy their TV off them for half price for them to order to get some food in their belly, right? That's what usually happens. This guy, it looks like he took some of his money and got his teeth fixed. That's a smart investment, your teeth. And the guy was complaining about actually wearing them and stuff, like he didn't want to wear them for a little while, but then he decides to wear them. Now, I can say that the consistent thing that we do hear from all of them, besides bitching at Joe, is that somehow Joe did abuse some of these tigers. Why do they want to put that out there right now? I don't understand why they weren't talking about this stuff in the documentary. Why all of a sudden now do we want to hear about Joe and how he euthanized tigers and stories about him, like the producer guy who lives in New Zealand now or something like that. It's going to talk about how a lady brought Joe a sick horse that needed to be put down or something like that, and then Joe just went there and shot the horse in the head and chopped him up and made him tiger food. What else was he supposed to do with it? I don't understand. What else was he supposed to ride it? I don't understand. That's what she brought him there for. Listen, I live by Saratoga in New York. Trust me, worse things happen to these thoroughbred horses than what I just heard about that, and they do it real quick. I know it sounds vicious, but this is not a practice that doesn't happen all the time. Trust me, I've seen it and I know about it personally. So all these people that's here bitching about Joe, and they all say, oh, he got what he deserved, and it's funny that, oh, we didn't want the fame, but Joe did, and now we're famous, and he can't even enjoy it. He can't get Netflix in jail. He can't do this and all that. That's just these people trying to rub it in this man's face that they got a little bit of fame. And listen, your 10 minutes will be up sooner than you think, people. The bottom line is there are only 2 stars in this show, and that's Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin. Everybody else is just a fluff. That's all you are, is a fluffer. Period. Point blank. End of story. And some people ain't gonna need their fluffing that long. So you better get it while it's limp, baby. Get it while it's limp, because your fluffing days will soon be over. I think another thing we did here is that somehow Joe was afraid of the tigers. Somehow, after being around all these tigers, he was truly, really afraid of these mugs. I don't know if I buy that whatsoever, but why would he make that up? But I don't know if it's just a smear campaign or if he really was afraid of these tigers. But either or, it really doesn't matter to me. Alright, last thing I want to say about this is this what I expected when they said they were going to release something? Once I figured out what it was going to be, an after show thing, I knew that it would be exactly like this. That these people just go on here, bitch more about Joe because now he's locked up. They can't say nothing about it. But it's ironic that when he was out there and they were shooting all this footage, they didn't have nothing bad to say about him. But now that some of these people work for the king of the mutants under the stairs, Jeff Lowell, the troll king, all of a sudden they have negative attitudes about him and good attitudes about him. Isn't that a little bit ironic? I think so. But what you can do for me, if you can, is hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and click that bell so you can be notified every time I drop a new video. And if you don't agree with me, put it in the comment section. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.